Let's talk about YouTube promotions because we have talked about that in, I think, one of our first couple of videos, the benefits of promotions. And we said, hey, we're going to talk about that one day. So here it is. For the people tuning into the live stream, here's my take on YouTube promotions. And I'm going to take this headphone out because I'm getting the echo. All right, so we're in it. YouTube promotions, my opinion, is that YouTube promotions are beneficial for small creators in the fact that it's a numbers boost. I got to put it back in because I can't hear myself talk now. There we go. It is beneficial for small creators because it's like a self-esteem boost. Now, the drawback to YouTube promotions is that it destroys your watch time. This channel has, I think, like 20, 23 videos or something like that. And some of those videos, if you look at them, they say, basically, if it says anything over like 1,000 views, that was a promoted video. And basically any promotions that you do are going to like guaranteed spike subscribers. But as far as watch time goes, it tanks your watch time. So imagine all the views that we have on all those videos. You have some that are like 1,000, 2,000. I think we have one or two that hit like 3,000. Imagine all those views and the watch time that those created. That basically resulted into 0 accumulated watch time. So the benefit for small creators for YouTube promotions is that you get like insane number of subscribers, which makes your channel look good and it boosts your self-esteem, but you get no watch time. So I would say personally, if you're going to do or thinking about doing the YouTube promotion program, the answer is yes if you are under 1,000, because there's a discrepancy in the YouTube system that allows most, if not all of those subscribers to count towards monetization. At least at one point it did. I don't know if it's still like that or they have patched it or whatever. But if you are just trying to get over the 1,000 subs, I mean, honestly, it costs like on the high end, maybe 50 to $100 on the high end to hit 1,000 subscribers. Plus or minus. It depends on your video and your title and thumbnail. Because honestly, if you promote something in your video, your title and thumbnail is not attractive at all, then no one's going to click on it. So you still have to have a decent title and thumbnail, but there's, it's going to get shown in front of probably, I think we do like $20 per promotion. And I think the numbers say that they show, like impressions wise, it's like 20,000 or 30,000 impressions. So however your video would have done with 20 to 30,000 impressions, then that's what your views are going to be. And a large number of those are going to be subscribers. So if you have a good title and thumbnail and honestly, your first 15 seconds don't really matter. But as long as you have a decent title and thumbnail, then you can get clicks and most likely subscribers. So back to the point is that if you spend honestly about $50 to $100 on a decent title and thumbnail video, and why not throw a good 15 seconds of first 15 seconds intro, then you're probably going to pile on subscribers and you're going to break the 1,000 mark. So that being the case, if that's the only thing keeping you back, which by the way, I mean, honestly, if the 1,000 subscriber thing is the only keeping you back and you already have 4,000 watch hours, then maybe you're just not telling people to subscribe in your video. Because if you have 4,000 watch hours, then you should have 1,000 subscribers already. But if that's the only thing keeping you back, borrow $50 from grandma or something like that, and you'll get there to the 1,000 and you'll get monetized. Now, again, that goes back to the whole watch time thing. So you can, I don't like to say buy subscribers, but let's be honest, that's what it is. You can get all those subscribers, but the watch time you got to earn. There's no shortcut to get into watch time. So that comes from obviously making good videos. It comes from, good, all the basic, essential stuff of making YouTube videos. Good title and thumbnail, good video idea, and videos that actually are going to hold people for the amount of time that you've made the video for. Now I guess there is one hack, so to speak, for the watch time, if you want to call it a hack, like a legit hack. It's not against policies or anything like that, and that is what you're looking at right now, which is the live stream. So the thing about the live stream and the podcast thing is that whenever you make a live stream, and let's focus on the podcast aspect of it. When you make a podcast, people are already in the mindset that it's going to be a long, drawn out kind of like talking thing. If you're a talking head, that's a good way to go as far as like the podcast thing. If you're a talking head, a podcast vibe, or just labeling yourself as doing a podcast already sets the anticipation in the viewer's mind that they're going to be sitting there basically watching you for however long. And so to contrast it, if you put it up against like an entertainment video or cooking, or I like to do this exercise where I try to think of as many niches as I can, or vlog or vacation, I don't know. But if you are a talking head contrasted to one of those other niches, then it's a lot easier for someone to make the jump into the podcast. I mean, I guess technically you could do like a cooking podcast. I guess you could, or any of those. But the podcast format sets the what's the word? Like the expectation, right? Thanks. Sets the expectation that it's going to be long and drawn out. So they're prepared to sit down, grab a tub of popcorn, or let it ride when they're on their way to work, and just let it play. So that's one aspect, or a cheat, if you want to call it that, of getting some watch time. Another one would be, like I said, what we're doing here, which is the live stream thing. The thing about the live streams is that you don't get watch time while the live stream's playing. So right now when we're talking, there's no watch time. Like in this moment, this is live. There's no watch time being recorded. It's basically just for like the entertainment aspect of it, to be one-on-one with the creator. But there's nothing recorded as far as watch time goes. Now, where the watch time does come in, or the cheat or the hack comes in, is whenever you upload it after you're done with the live stream. Then it becomes eligible to pull watch time hours. So the trick on doing live streams that will actually get you live watch time, not live watch time hours, but watch time hours, is to have a good title and thumbnail set up for the replay. And also, it's not a bad idea to do some editing. So let's be honest. If you went into a live stream replay and you clicked play, because maybe it's a creator that you like or whatever, and you hit play on their live, and they spent like the first 15 minutes like staring at their computer or playing with their mic or literally doing anything other than getting to the point, then you would tune out. So you got to make sure that even though it's a live stream, that your opening like hook or your first little bit of time is something entertaining, so that people want to stick around. Because you're not going to get any watch time out of it if you started off with not getting to the point. People are going to watch 5-10 seconds, just like any other video. They're going to watch 5 or 10 seconds, realize you're not providing any value, and they're going to jump out. So you do have to treat it just like it's a regular YouTube video, in the sense that title and thumbnail, like opener or intro, and then have some kind of interesting topic to kind of roll with. But once you get in there and you've got them in for a couple of minutes or so, and you establish the fact that this is like a live stream, then you're more likely to be able to pull people along for a longer amount of time. Again, if it's a live stream, then people understand, kind of like the podcast vibe. If it's a live stream, people understand that it's not going to be perfectly curated and have like a lot of editing and stuff. So they're willing to ride through like dull moments or, things that don't work out perfectly. We just did a live stream actually a live stream podcast. I think this past Monday with Just Bush Gaming, and there was a scene probably about or a point in time, probably about 2 minutes, 3 minutes into it, that that my camera cut out, my battery died, and so people are going to expect that on a live stream. It's actually kind of entertaining. You know, he's winging it, he's doing his thing, or she's winging it, she's doing her thing, and then everything goes down. So it's almost like an entertaining kind of thing. So don't worry about it too much. Again, you got to like basically just make the title and thumbnail, get your intro on point, establish that you're going to be talking about something of value to the person, and then honestly, it's probably a good idea to go ahead and do some like basic editing on the replay. So that means cutting out a lot of like boring stuff. And I mean, if you want to maximize watch time, then you want to do the full editing like setup on it, you know, transitions, and, you know, just treat it like a regular video, and then it'll get you some good watch time. So again, real quick, the really good thing about like live streams is that it gives you some wiggle room, just like podcasts, to like basically the viewer is more forgiving. All right, so let's go into a couple of other things. I took some notes here on what we might be doing. You know what? Let's just play around with voice mod for a second. Bam, voice mod. Let's see if let me hop over to the other screen and voice mod. There we go. Voice mod.
Let's see if this one is working. The penguin makes his way up the side with the icy mountain.
There we go. So we're just gonna mess around with some of these, and I wish I would have put my little screen right here in the corner so you guys can see me, but that's all right. Villager. What's crazy about that one is I can just say whatever I want, and all he does is say meh, meh, meh. So my buddy Just Bush, we went over this the other day, and he is doing Call of Duty. So we got him some Call of Duty voices. Let's see, the one we opened with. Let's see if he works.
Sir, we're gonna need you to get up, sir. They're about to respawn. We have 3 seconds until they respawn. I know I betrayed you, but now is not the time. We've got to go. Airdrop inbound.
Tell me, do you want to play a game?
All right. Yeah, so there's a lot of them. Let's hop back over to the main screen. Which, of course, is not there. Of course, this is what happened last time. So I have this strange feeling that anybody who's on the replay or the live stream is going to dip for a second, but it is what it is. But I will be back in 10 to 15, 20 seconds. You know, I just thought about this. Let's switch over to Homeboy and let him play again. If you guys have a double screen on your side, or like 2 screens for like a live stream or something like that, then you know how hard it is to switch between screens sometimes. Let's roll into Safari. There he is. Let's let him play one more time while I get this camera straightened out.
80 on the interstate, bumping shady on Interscope. Gravy on my dinner plate, I still got some inner hope. Zipped up my winter coat, last bit of scratch in this envelope. If this ain't my big break, I'ma end up broke. Broker than I've ever been before, and that's for certain. Swear these Urkels lurking when my wind's low. Still I'm 10 toes down and I keep grounded and I lay low. Self-driven like Waymo, on a mission to get way more. Holidays in Barbados, holidays over Wavos. I've been addicted to turn a couple pesos into Bezos. I must be on my Musk. I ain't giving up a cent, trying to leave them days in the dust where I couldn't come up with rent. I'm searching for my purpose, need to update the resume. I'ma circumvent this circus till it's curtains at Cirque du Soleil. Don't let nobody ever tell you how to work your way, or even gas you at your own convenience like Circle K. They ain't got your vertebrae, they ain't got a word to say when the chips are down. They only stick around for the benefits, clandestinely stepping, and yet they rather conspicuous. So the issue is you is or is you ain't my constituents. I paint what the vision is on the canvas, and man is stressed with a strict regimen of some cannabis and some rest. I'm only giving what I can handle, so man I'm blessed. You only get out what you put in, so I manifest. And when I get some cash money, I plan to invest till I make it real big, fit checks, Manny fresh. I'm making something out of nothing since a juvenile. White cat with the Def Jams, Rick Rubin style. Got 99 problems that your bitch in the Uber now. When she hop out the whip, she turn my shit up super loud. Ooh, tell her.
All right. Good job, Zebulon. Yeah, so in case you missed it when we first came in, I talked to Zebulon, which is that guy, and I told him that I would be putting his video up on the next live stream. So there he is. All right. And I've got a guy that lives probably about 15 minutes away. If you saw one of the earlier episodes that we did, then you'd know who I'm talking about. If you want to look him up on YouTube, it's SML, the puppet guy, Super Mario Logan. His name's Logan 30 Acre. He went to high school here locally. I mean, he grew up here. But he lives about 15 minutes away. And I sent him an email to see if he could come by and, do a podcast or something like that and talk to the people about being a small creator and growing up. I think he has like 2.5 million subscribers or something like that. Dude makes like $2 million a year. $2 million a year. So hopefully he can get on here and inspire some people. Let's hop over real quick to whatever else is on this list. The algorithm. Let's talk about the algorithm, I guess. So, and I do have the chat up here. So if you guys have any questions or whatever, feel free to hop in on that chat. So, and if you haven't subscribed, do that as well. As far as the algorithm works, basically it boils down to how obviously it's designed to piggyback off of whatever people actually want. So here's the catch on the algorithm, that it's going to look person by person. And so I think a lot of people get this idea that the algorithm's not pushing me, and it's just a matter of that you're not putting out content that is that has been watched basically before. So especially if you're brand new, you're not putting out content that people have seen before. So the algorithm doesn't really know where to put you when you first start. And so take an example of something that you've watched recently. Let's just say you watched car racing or something like that, drag races or something. If you're not a drag racing channel, right? Or if you're not a drag racing channel, then, you're not going to pop up in someone's feed that watches car stuff. I mean, that seems pretty logical, right? But let's just hypothetically say, let's pick a niche again. How about we pick, I keep going back to cooking channel because I just did a cooking channel series recently. But let's just say you have a cooking channel and you have people who have cooked before or watched cooking videos, excuse me. Why would you not show up? Well, first of all, it's going to try to target based on search. So let's say you make all your recipes on ramen noodles, the quick, 5-minute meals or whatever. And people are searching for, steaks. Then obviously you're not going to show up. So I think everybody understands that, right? But what if you do make videos on stakes? Well, quite honestly, if you do make videos specifically on stakes and people are searching for stake videos, then it's actually pretty likely that you'll show up. And that's why, first of all, niching down into not only a specific like base topic, but a specific like in the cooking channel example, like specifically steaks, then that's going to make you almost like a subject matter expert or an expert on steaks. And so the algorithm is more likely to put you up there. So just another quick note. I know this is kind of like a step backwards, but whenever you create a channel, you have to pick something, because again, that's how the algorithm works. Is it's going to recommend your channel based on the kind of videos that you make. So if you make 20 different types of videos, or videos that are, don't really focus on one specific thing, then it's your channel's not going to get recommended, basically, long story short. Now, the more videos that you make on that specific topic, we're going to call it steaks. The more videos that you make about steaks, then the more the algorithm sees you as an expert on steaks. And to even add the odds more in your favor, when you go to upload your video, there's an area for obviously the title and the description and like tags and all that. So you need to pile in as much information as you can into the title and the description and the tags, even though everyone feels at this point that the tags, like the hashtags and stuff, don't matter as much. YouTube has even admitted that the hashtags really don't matter as much. But what does matter is the title and the description, and believe it or not, even the transcript. So whenever you're talking, it's kind of a weird thing to think about, but when you're talking, let's just say you got your steak channel. Whenever you're talking, you need to say the word steak a lot. Medium well steak, well done steak, steak on a roof, whatever. Because the algorithm's getting smarter, AIs are getting smarter, and YouTube's actually admitted that they're using AI now, in conjunction or tied into their algorithm. So they're using AI to not watch their video watch your video, because AI hasn't got to the point where it can watch videos yet. But it's reading your transcript, and it's thinking as much as AI can think about specifically what your video is about. And essentially it's telling the algorithm, it's kind of like a separate like sister to itself. It's saying, hey, this video is about XYZ. You should probably give it to these people who search for these things. So title and thumbnail, not title and thumbnail, but title and description, and then, believe it or not, your transcript and the things that you say actually get like analyzed by the AI and the algorithm as far as where to put you. Now, that is to get your video in front of people as far as impressions go, but that does not get you clicks. If you've ever, I would think that most of you people who have, most of y'all who have channels have looked at your analytics. There are some of you I know out there that have not looked at analytics or don't even know what analytics exist. You need to understand, maybe not look at them every day, but you need to understand that they're there and, kind of how to read them. So as far as your analytics thing goes, you got to look at your, what is it called? The impressions. You got to look at the impressions and see how many impressions you're getting. See, because if you're having a lot of impressions and you're not getting a lot of views, then plain and simple, you have one of three things going wrong. Number one, you have like a thumbnail that doesn't stop people on the scroll, because people are scrolling through their phones, or they got the little icon if they're watching it on TV. I think YouTube said something like 15 or 20% of their viewers use TVs now, which is crazy. So it's not stopping the scroll or stopping the, whatever happens on a TV. It's not stopping that because of the thumbnail. So you got to work on the thumbnail, high contrast and bold colors that, blend well. Essentially, when it comes to the thumbnail, you want to make a thumbnail that is like can express a point within 2 seconds. So again, you got people scrolling on their phone, and the brain can pick up information when it comes to images like extremely fast. So when your image scrolls by them, if it doesn't communicate something intriguing or important to them within basically 2 seconds, then it's not going to get clicked on. It's not going to be slowed down for. So you have to have a point or an emotion, something that you want to essentially shake the viewer with, that you need to be able to convey within 2 seconds with your thumbnail. Is it a good, what am I trying to say here? Is it a good reason to spend $50? I guess is what I'm trying to say. At the beginning, maybe it is, $50 in the grand scheme of things, especially if it's going to take you from like 10 views to, 1,000 views for $50 for people to actually watch your video and you get watch time for it. It might not be a bad expense. So if you're looking for thumbnail designers, in my opinion, the best place to find a thumbnail designer is actually on X. So and maybe Instagram, but if you go to X, and then get yourself tied into like all the YouTube creator type of people and follow those kind of people, eventually you're going to start seeing a lot of thumbnail creators. And I'll give you an example. So go to vidIQ. If you're on X, go to vidIQ, follow those guys, and then Think Media, follow those guys. Or if you know some other YouTube channels, follow those guys, especially the YouTube improvement channels. And the reason why is because vidIQ, Think Media, those guys, they always make these posts geared specifically towards creators where they ask creators questions. And then in those comments, that's where you're going to find your people. That's where you're going to find your thumbnail creators. So they're going to, vidIQ or Think Media or something like that. It's going to say, what's your favorite, YouTube channel this week or something retarded like that. And in the comments section, you're going to have people answering, but you're also going to have like 10 people who do thumbnails. So, and I've talked to a couple of them, the average rate for, and they show their work too. If you click on them or talk to them, they'll show you all the work and stuff that they've done recently. So the average rate for a thumbnail designer, a decent one, is basically, $25 to $50 per thumbnail. And for the really good ones who can prove their track record, maybe as high as $100 per thumbnail. But I mean, design these days is getting easier and cheaper and faster. You got so many design tools and AI tools that a lot of people can do some decent work and not command too much money. Back in the day, you had to be an expert at like After Effects and Photoshop and all that kind of stuff. Now you can just do Firefly and, circle an area and put awesome background right there, and it does it for you. So you can get some decent thumbnails for like $50, and that might be a way to go if you're not into doing thumbnails yourself. So that stops the scroll. You have to convey an important piece of information within 2 seconds, and you should be conveying like basically a strong emotion. They say curiosity is like the best one. So you want to convey basically curiosity or strong emotion within 2 seconds, and you don't want to have too cluttered of a thumbnail. They say that if you basically thumbnails who have like an image or of a face usually get more clicks. I couldn't tell you the percentage. I don't know. I'm sure I could look it up. But they say that the thumbnails who have a face on them get a certain percentage more clicks. So that's something to consider as well. Do you want to put your face on there? I mean, I do. And the reason why I do is, number one, it's, I don't have to go find someone else's face. I've got one, so I'm going to use it. And over time, hopefully, it starts to associate, my videos essentially with my face. So when people are scrolling through and they recognize that, then, hopefully it causes them to pause. So in my opinion, should you show your face? I would, personally. Again, because you have one and people can start to associate those videos with you. If you're not someone who shows their face on camera and you just do like edited stuff, then maybe not, just as long as you show like a crazy emotion or something that causes a lot of curiosity within 2 seconds. Don't make it too cluttered. You want the colors to have high contrast and, basically bright, all the things that would attract people, subconsciously. High contrast, colors that match each other. And then as far as words go, there's a lot of people are talking about how many words do I need to put on a thumbnail. In essence, basically, like the fewer the better, but stick to, I would say, anywhere between like 2 or maybe 1, but like 2 to like 5 is a good number, generally speaking. And again, the reason why is because, you're talking about trying to convey information within 2 seconds. So if you have a paragraph on your thumbnail, no one's going to be able to read that. So small information or, quick words are the best way to go. So that's the thumbnail. That's a huge like digression or whatever offshoot from what we were talking about. The original point of what we're trying to talk about is that, what is going to get the click. So we had we're talking about the algorithm, and we were talking about you had a lot of impressions, but your click-through rate or your clicks or your views are not very high. Then we need to address why you have a lot of impressions, but you're not getting a lot of clicks. So your thumbnail, we just talked about all the thumbnail. Let's get into like the description, or the title. So the title and the thumbnail, as we hopefully all know by now, or if you're getting into YouTube or about to get into YouTube, then I guess this is an education or primer for you. But the title and the thumbnail, they work in tandem together. Like basically two pieces of pie, right? You don't want to have the same words that are on your thumbnail in your title. You don't want to duplicate whatever's on your thumbnail and duplicate those same words in the title. They should add. What the crazy thing about it is that they should both add to each other, but also be able to be taken completely separately and still convey the same message. So if you know what, I forgot what I was going to say. Well, basically you want to take the title and the thumbnail and basically make them complement each other. So I guess an example on that would be, sometimes I like to mess around with the example of the lady cleaning their room with a cat. So if you're going to make a video about cleaning your room with a cat, then it would be basically some crazy person with a, insane face doing one of these, and then maybe a cat with a broom or something like that. And as far as words, like, can it be done? Something like that. You got to admit, if you saw that, you would probably click on that. And then as far as like the title on it, it's going to be you want it to match and still grab people with, if they for some reason just saw the title, and it would be something to the effect of, me and my cat cleaned our house for 5 hours straight. That kind of sounds like it'd be boring to watch, but it might get some clicks. So as you can see, the title and the thumbnail in this example, both of them can be taken separately by themselves, or you can put them together for basically a more involved understanding of what's about to happen. Now, as far as the length of the title, then you want to try to keep that. The golden number that they say is basically 7 words or less. 7 is like the highest number of words while you're still maximizing your title potential. Once you go past that, you start, getting into the area where the words start to cut off in the different formats, because you can see your YouTube title and thumbnail in different formats, either on the sidebar, or you can see it, down in the section below or the home screen. There's like 4 or 5 different places that you can see a title and thumbnail, and they show up in different sizes. So the smallest ones, which I think are the ones on the side, y'all tell me, these ones over here on the side, are they small? So the smallest ones on the side, they have very little space for your title. So if you can squeeze an idea into like 5 words and still make it intriguing, then that's what you need to try to shoot for. You don't want to, I guess what I wanted to say is that you want to try to push all the information to the front side of the title. As much of the intriguing information as you can, you want to try to put that on the front side of the title. If you have a title, let's just say that you were doing a title and it's like, say, 10 words, then you don't want to have the interesting part of the title on the back half of that, because, people aren't going to be able to see. A lot of times people aren't going to be able to see the back half of your title. So anything intriguing or interesting or specific about your video that might draw someone in needs to be on the front part of the title within like basically the first 4 to 5 words. And I would say, here's a quick note on the title and thumbnail thing. You do not get penalized at all for watching or for changing your title and thumbnail. So like change them 100 times. You literally can change them as many times as you want. I would say take it from the perspective of like, look at them as if you were a YouTube viewer and literally publish whatever your change is going to be. I mean, it's only going to be up there for a couple of seconds, so you might as well just go ahead and publish it. Come back to your channel on your phone or your laptop or whatever you got, maybe even your TV, who knows. Go ahead and publish it, and then like see what it looks like from a viewer's perspective. If it hits you or it grabs you or you really like it, then keep it. But if there's anything that's off, or maybe the title gets cut off or something like that, or your emphasis of what you're trying to say is not front loaded on the front when you see it scroll through, then go ahead and change it. Go back to your manage videos button on your phone and edit and then change the title into something different. I've got a lot of these videos on here that I've probably changed. I think there was one, I can't remember which one it was, but there was one that I literally changed like 15 to 20 times the title as I was trying to get it right. I'd say, that doesn't look right. Let's try something else. Sometimes it's a matter of just putting a comma in there or a dash or one of them vertical, whatever that thing's called. It's just about changing like one little piece. You know, even like something like the number one, right? Do you put the number one or do you spell out the word one? And it literally is just about what looks better, right? What is going to like pull people in when they scroll by? Is it the number one or is it the word one that looks better? You know, there's 1,000 examples of that. So it's a psychology game. You're really just trying to create emotions or curiosity. That's all it is. Title and thumbnail is about creating emotions or curiosity or surprise or disbelief, all that kind of stuff rolled into one, so that when people see it and they scroll through, they're like, what's going on here? And they got to click it, and then that gets your view. Now, what happens after that? That's up to you. That's up to your video style and, you know, what your video is about and all that kind of stuff. Which does bring us to one quick topic before we kind of cross over to that realm, is that it's a good idea to obviously have a good idea. Does that make sense? Yes, it does. It's a good idea to have a good idea. So you can be saved by title and thumbnail to a large extent, honestly, but it can get into the realm of clickbait if you're making an awesome title and thumbnail, but the idea behind, you know, the video itself is, you know, not matching the title and thumbnail. So be careful about that. But the point being that the title of, or the idea that you're creating a video about should be something intriguing within itself. So you don't want to, I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you make a cooking video, we're going to go back to the cooking thing again. If you're making if you have a cooking channel and your idea, not the title and thumbnail, but if your actual idea is, watch me, you know, clean my fridge, right? Then the idea itself is not a good idea, right? But if you have a cooking channel and your idea is, I made, you know, one fish turn into 1,000 fish for people. Yeah, I heard that somewhere. But if that's your idea, I turned one fish and fed 1,000 people with it, then you're, you know, that's an awesome idea. People are going to say, how does that happen? I need to see that. Like, show me whatever's going on with that, because I don't believe that can happen. We need to see that. So the idea itself is important. Now, I guess it's probably apropos or a good reason to kind of go ahead and move into the whole video itself part. So I guess we can do that. As far as the video goes, and again, a lot of this stuff is like basic stuff that everyone should know unless you're just like extremely new at YouTube. But your first, you know, I would say 15 seconds. You know, the traditional mindset is 15 seconds. But the way TikTok and, you know, the reels and all that are taking over, it's that amount of time that's getting real short. You really need to be hooking people within like the first 3 to 5 seconds, to be honest, because people who spend a lot of time on reels and TikTok and even YouTube shorts, they have attention span that's very short. If you don't provide something within the first 3 to 5 seconds, then they're out and no watch time for you. So no retention. So you need to bring something like on point in the first 3 to 5 seconds, or it doesn't matter what you do after that, right? If you don't have the first 3 to 5 seconds, then who cares about the rest? You could literally be staring at the wall. You could be staring at the ceiling and no one would know, because if you don't have the first 3 to 5 seconds, no one's going to watch it, you know? On the flip side, you could have the most epic video ever made. You could make Star Wars number 10, episode 10, Star Wars. Even better than Star Wars 4, 5, and 6. And if, you know, you lose them in the first 15 seconds, then no one's going to watch that video. No one's going to know about it. I guess there's some more stuff that we can go into as far as like pacing and lots of other detail stuff. Maybe we'll save that for another live stream. That being the case, I guess I'm off for the rest of this week. I'm going to try to do maybe not a live stream, but at least a video upload pretty much every day this week. I might hold the live stream until, like, say, Wednesday or Saturday or something like that, but at least an upload every day this week because, yay, off of work. So hit the subscribe button if you guys haven't subscribed yet, and then do me a huge favor and hit that like button. I think it's right there somewhere. Hit that one. So that helps me out. It's a psychology thing. When you guys hit the like button and subscribe button, it makes my face go like this, makes my face happy. So do that. And then I guess we'll just shut this one down for now and we'll come back tomorrow. Cool. See you guys later. Bye.